Hello, YouTube. Well, that was mostly a waste of time, but it was a fun waste of time. Went to Walter Station. I don't know why I always want to call it Walter Street Station, but Walter Station Brewery. And yeah, the route I was thinking of, going down the canal to the little dead-end street that it happens to be on, worked perfect. It was actually a really nice walk from my storage to there. So yeah, note to self, leaving storage, it's a great place to go. So they no longer have that Sunday special that I liked. Oh, by the way, date and time, Sunday, January 2nd, 6:09 p.m. Yeah, they no longer have that Sunday special, which kind of made it a little expensive there, but it's all right. I got a beer, got a can of like a seasonal IPA they have that's got like cranberries in it that was absolutely delicious. And one of their big ass pretzels. And probably I shouldn't be splurging like that right now, but I don't know. You don't treat yourself every now and then, and life kind of sucks. So so I did it. I should backtrack just a little bit because I wanted to get this on film, or on video. I mentioned earlier about the whole concept, actually in my last video, about the whole concept of implied crosswalks, and how a lot of times they're a little more denoted by wheelchair ramps. And this one, I never noticed this one before, but I'm at about, I want to say it's probably 42nd Street. Like I'm looking across Washington at 42nd Street by the 44th Street SkyTrain station. So 42nd Street in Washington, and I never noticed this before, but there is a wheelchair ramp for what would be the crosswalk here. And this is extra amusing to me because that certainly implies that you should be able to cross here. But there's still a curb separating the light rail tracks, and that curb there separating the light rail tracks. So yeah, the wheelchair ramp, not so helpful. Interestingly enough, in most places where there's light rail, there are signs that say "Do not cross tracks," but there most certainly wasn't one there. And I would argue that wheelchair ramp certainly implies a crosswalk. And hey, walkway work for me. Another implied crosswalk right here, crossing. There is the street sign. It's 40. I was wrong. It's 41st place. So 41st place. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a path or not. The gravel. I think I'm going to pass on that and go this direction. So I just checked right before I started shooting video. I just checked the Valley Metro app, and man, this is not a good bus day for me. In fact, I don't even think I haven't, come to think of it, I haven't rode a bus today. I woke up at a friend's place, literally across the street from Wander Inn, started my day there. And from there went to, from there, I vlogged on my way to my storage, and I just chose to walk. And then, when I left my storage, I didn't really check to see if buses would be helpful, and then the one bus flew by and didn't really stop for long at the stop in front of me because the people that were there were loitering. Wow, I never noticed this before. We got the curbs and turn-ins. Wow, I've never noticed this before. Curbs and turn-ins for a street that really doesn't exist. It just kind of ends here. Wonder what City of Phoenix had planned for this when they did this like this. And the only function I see of this is that there's a storm drain there, which looks like it goes underneath and just drains into the gravel here. Never noticed that before. I don't think I've ever really walked through this little area right here before. This is where the Grand Canal comes out south of Washington Street. It's looking down the canal, heading west, or northwest, as it is. So yeah, just not really paying attention to the buses, and I checked the bus app like right after I left Walter Station, and sure as shit, I just missed the 44. And I guess that's my bad for not paying more attention. I should have been paying more attention to when the buses were running, and maybe less attention to. Honestly, the only thing I was paying attention to when I was there. Oh, there's the SkyTrain. Nice. The only thing I was really paying attention to. God, I wish there was something like the SkyTrain that went valley-wide, like that. That would be a killer public transit system. The SkyTrain is excellent. I can't say anything bad about the SkyTrain. Love the SkyTrain. But yeah, check the app. And I just barely missed the 44. I was mostly watching to see, trying to upload videos to YouTube that I've already shot, and upload ones that I've shot on the two Obama phones to the to my Microsoft OneDrive. Lately, that's been kind of my cloud of choice for moving stuff. This is pretty good timing. 44 rolled up right now. Of course, that means we won't be leaving for a while, but maybe it'll be kind enough to let me wait on the bus so I don't have to be all cold. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with the rest of my night. Excuse me. Not entirely sure what I'm doing with the rest of my night, but I did get a hold of my friend Bobby, whom I haven't heard from since, I want to say the week before Christmas. He'd had some kind of a fire on his patio and infected stuff in his backyard. I still don't know what all the damage is, but whatever it was, it caused him to lose his electricity, and I don't even think he had electricity all through Christmas. But he said that's all taken care of now. Which is rough. But yeah, he says he's got that all squared away now. He's been offering for a while to help me get my scooters fixed whenever, I can find a time to get out there, and he's not, and he's not busy and I'm not busy, and it looks like tonight's the night for that. So hopefully I can get my what the hell you call it, my 9-bot ES series scooter that I was riding for a whopping 3 days before Thanksgiving. Hopefully I can get that going again. That would certainly be a nice improvement from walking and waiting for buses for a lot of things that I need to do. Yeah, I think that's what's on the agenda for tonight. Although it is already dark out, and it is already 6 o'clock, so I don't know. Still gonna try to do it. I'm still not wanting to be at home, so yeah, I think that's the plan. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this up, and as far as I should mention, I did talk to the. When I went in, there was a new waitress I didn't recognize. That was actually kind of funny because my entrance to Walter Station was ridiculously awkward. So my hands were filthy. I did mention I was going to try to wash my hands as soon as I got there. And their restroom is not located inside. It's kind of in an awkward location. Like they have a patio in the back, and then you kind of walk across the patio, and the restroom has its own entrance to the outside. Which is fine, like I've been there many times, so I know where that is. I didn't even think anything of it. I just walked directly in there, got soap on my hands, which were, filthy from moving stuff around at my storage, and went to wash them, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to get water out of the faucets. So I'm just like, oh, this is great. So not only are my hands filthy, and of course my hair is probably a little out of sorts as well from rummaging around my storage, but I've got soap all over my hand, which is like a creamy white, so that looks a little off-putting. And I walk in, and I'm just like, how do I get water to work? I said, I'm trying to wash my hands, and I'm holding my hands up, just looking disgusting. I'm like, I can't seem to get water to come out of the sinks. And the two bartenders look at me, And the one bartender's like, she's like, "Oh, I'll go out there and help you with it." She says, "Well, she goes, it's on a sensor. You just got to put your hands in front of it." I'm like, "Yeah, I tried that, didn't work." She's like, "Well, I'll go out and help you." And it looked to me like the other bartender was like, "No, don't be alone out there with him." and, and it was, which of course she did come out there, and like I went there and she did come out and help me with it. But I think what was going on, the other bartender I'm pretty sure is new, and then the one that was there that was offered to go out and help me, she's the one that's always been there when I've gone there, and we've had many conversations, and yeah, I'm sure she told him it's like, no, he doesn't always look that rough. he's all right. that's Dan, the karaoke man. He's all right. but yeah, it was on a sensor. Just apparently it was being, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of optical sensor controlled stuff because sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, how many times have you done that crazy dance in front of a optical sensor paper towel dispenser trying to get a paper towel out, and then all you get is like a tiny piece of paper and it doesn't want to give you any more, you know? Sometimes the older simple mechanical technology is better. Anyway, chatted with her about what's going on with karaoke. She was pretty bummed when I told her that I was no longer at Union Jack. She's like, "Well, how could they let you go and say you're not bringing enough people? They just barely open. Like, you weren't even there long enough for them to know." I'm like, "Yeah, tell me about it." But oh well, that is what it is. Honestly, at this point I'm relieved because I don't think I would have been able to continue doing that without a car this long. So anyway, she did say that the manager that I had talked to before about potentially doing karaoke at Walter Station, she said that she quit, got a better job, or another job, something, but that there was a new manager that was running stuff, and that she would definitely, I gave her one of my cards, she said she would definitely talk to him and put in a good word. And I forgot to mention that phone number is not good, so I should really prioritize taking care of that phone number. Oh, and I keep saying I'm going to explain what my phone situation is, and I guess I should do that. So I'm sure I've stated many times that at this point I'm rolling with 3 phones: an iPhone with no service, the first Obama phone, which got shut down which is a horrible phone, but was a great internet hotspot because for whatever reason Assurance Wireless just puts no limit on their internet hotspot. And then the second Obama phone, which is NUU, whatever the hell that means, and I had kind of gambled, and that's what happens when you gamble. Sometimes you lose. I had kind of gambled on there just not being enough oversight of the whole Lifeline phone program for they just both stay on, and so I haven't gotten a hold of a person at Assurance Wireless, but I have got through to a couple different parts of their automation, which ultimately I'll just end up directing you to their website, but basically saying that according to the records I no longer qualify for the Lifeline program, and I'm sure I do still qualify for the Lifeline program. It's just a matter of because I got service with the other one, and I forget what company it's with, True Connect, I think. That they've been like, yep, you can only have one, and it does say in the fine print, on one of the sites that I went there, that that Assurance Wireless is a provider, government provider for the Lifeline phone program, blah 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 blah. I screenshotted it, but it does specifically say that only one Lifeline phone per household. So I've kind of created myself a situation where I sort of need both phone numbers, which was something I didn't have a need for before. So I've just kind of figure out what's the best way to do this. I think what I'm going to do is go with Mint Mobile. I'm hoping Mint Mobile's still running, especially in advertising, where you can get 2 months with very minimal data, or 3 months with really minimal data, and then another 3 months free. I forget how much money it is, but it's it's in the budget-ish. And get a SIM card from them for my iPhone and get my phone number. That's my main phone number that all my karaoke stuff is running through, that I've had for like 12, 13 years. Get that back onto my iPhone, and then actually reapply with Assurance. And nothing against TrueConnect, and maybe I should stick with TrueConnect for a little while and see, and actually abuse their hotspot and see if they actually limit me on data on their hotspot, because it's very possible that their hotspot is just as good and unlimited as Assurance Wireless's was. To be honest, I don't know. I'm trying to be pretty conservative on the data I use on it, because I think I forget what they say I'm supposed to get in data, but it didn't strike me as a whole lot. It seems like it was 150 megs. And I haven't come anywhere close to using the 150 megs, because for the most part I just have been abusing the hell out of my other phone once I figured it was unlimited. Like, I think I ended up using, oh my goodness, or sorry, not megs, I think it was 10.5 gigs. That's it. I get those numbers confused. But it seems like the last month before it renewed, it had renewed before it got shut off, but the last month before they had reset my data for the month, with Assurance Wireless, I think I used something like 111 gigs, which is insane. But I'll sort that out. Anyway, I should wrap this up. This is getting mad boring. But yeah, here's my bus, and hopefully I can make it to Bobby's. I'll fix a scooter tonight.